when I was in the college seminary, our English professor was quite a wag. He told us, anytime you're going to test out a microphone to see if it's working, don't waste your breath, especially if there are people out there saying, testing 1, 2, 3. He said, it's better to give than to receive. This was before we had all these wonderful theories about stewardship. It's better to give than to receive. But my theory is that you have to have a good sense of receiving before you have a good sense of giving. And that's simply the way God is. I mean, God is the one who is always giving to us. And I think we have to know that. We have to know that God is giving to us. We have to be good receivers before we're going to be any good at giving. So I think that in order to be able to give well, you have to know that you have been given to. I was reading just the other day a reflection by Pope St. Gregory the Great, Pope Gregory the First, saying that if we feel discouraged in life, the best remedy is to start thinking about our blessings. And I think the same is true if we're asked to give. The best thing to do is to start thinking about how much we have received. It's when we do that, when we realize how much God has blessed us, spiritually, materially, in our relationships, it's much easier, I find, than to be willing to give, both in terms of spiritual gifts, in terms of material gifts, and relationships, our time that we give, the care that we give to other people. It's much easier to give once we know how much we've received. And I don't know how you measure how much good what you give does. That's sometimes very difficult. I know it's actually one of the challenges of being a priest. So much of what we give is spiritual, and it's very difficult to measure what good your spiritual giving does. But even material giving, sometimes it's hard to see what good it does. But again, I put myself, I think, in the position of God. Do you think God would stop giving to us if he didn't think it was doing as much good as he would like it to do? I can't imagine that he would. God's love for us is so generous, so profound. And I can't imagine him saying, Dan Conlon hasn't been using my gifts very well. He hasn't been very, appreciative of what I've given to him, so maybe I won't give him as much of my love. I can't imagine God reacting that way. So I don't think we should weigh so much how much good our giving has done. I think we're called to be generous because God has been generous to us, and everything he gives us is intended to be used to serve his purposes in life. I for myself, I tend to measure the value of my giving by whether I feel that I've done what God has asked me to do. If I feel that my giving has been a good response to God, that I've done what God would want me to do, I feel good about my giving, and that's all that